Where do we come from? Where do we belong? Where is home? Easy questions, but the answers are not always so simple. Family, culture, history. All these things connect in different and mysterious ways. An Asian girl and an African man meet at a university dance in an African country. It is the girl's hometown and the man is a visitor from another country. Who is the foreigner here? And does it matter? A band called Iblis was playing on the stage. The singer and guitarist was a young Asian with long hair, now singing another popular foreign song. Close to the stage danced a group of fashionable, brightly dressed girls. Their wild way of dancing seemed to say that they were the girlfriends of the 4 young men in the band. Yasmin was at the far end of the dance floor with her girlfriends. She and 2 of the girls were standing because there weren't enough chairs. Sometimes she looked round at the dancers and the band, hoping to see an empty chair that she could bring over. The band was loud, the room was hot and airless, and everyone was sweating. A well-dressed black man in a gray suit appeared out of the crowd of dancers. He came up to her and asked her to dance. She went. Of all the girls here, why me? I don't want to dance. I can't dance, she thought. From the center of the dance floor, she looked back sadly at her friends, who were talking and laughing in the distance. I'm sorry, he smiled. I took you away from your friends. It's okay, only for a few minutes, she began, and blushed, realizing that was not a polite answer. After all, I should be pleased, she thought. He's a professor. It was a dance that did not need any closeness or touching, and she was grateful for that. Daniel Akoto, that's my name. I know. I'm Yasmin Rajan. It's all so unnecessary, she thought. I'm not the type. Why didn't he dance with one of those girls near the stage? She looked at him. He danced much better than she did. She was shorter than him. Her long hair was brushed straight back from her face, and she wore a simple dress. This was the middle of her 2nd year at the university. Good music, he said. Yes, isn't it? I know the singer, but too Western, don't you think? I don't know. She felt uncomfortable with the conversation. There was the little worry, too. Why had he chosen her, and would he want to see her again? He was looking at her and still talking. You're too westernized, you Asians. You like Western ways, European ways, even more than we Africans do. She didn't know what to reply and felt very embarrassed. He went on, shaking his head. Just listen to that song. Rolling Stones. What do you call Indian in that? Or am I missing something? Oh, why doesn't he stop? She thought. What do you mean, we're westernized? She said angrily. Of course we have our own culture. We have centuries-old customs. She had stopped dancing, and there were tears in her eyes. She felt under attack in the middle of the 200 people dancing around her. She could feel their eyes burning into her, seeing her embarrassment. She left Akoto in the middle of the dance floor and, with her back straight, and her head high, returned to her friends. The next day, she waited for her punishment. A call to the university's head office, a black mark for her rudeness to a professor who was a visitor from another African country. During lunch in the university restaurant with her friends, she saw him standing at the door, looking around the room. She took a deep breath and waited. His eyes found her, and he hurried forward between the tables, laughing and calling out greetings to people as he passed. When he arrived at her table, he found an empty chair, sat down, and looked at her. "About last night," he began. The other girls picked up their plates and left. She laughed. "You pushed them out," she said. "They'll hate you for that." She wondered where she had found the confidence to speak like that to him. He was in a red shirt. Expensive, she thought. He looked handsome and harmless. "But not for long, I hope," he began. His smile grew wider as he looked at her. "I've come to apologize. I asked you for a dance and then I bored you with all those ideas of mine. It's okay. It's my fault too. You see? I know. An innocent Indian girl having to dance with a man. But tell me, don't you expect men to ask you to dance when you're in a dance hall with music playing?" She smiled, a little embarrassed. "Having girlfriends with you usually means that strangers don't come and ask." "Oh dear, I'm a foreigner, so I didn't know that. You came to have a good time with your friends, but you couldn't because of me. I'm really sorry. Look, let me show you how sorry I am. I'll take you for a drink. How about that?" "But I don't drink alcohol, I mean." "Don't worry. We'll find something for you." It was wrong of him to ask her, of coursey, but she found she had accepted his invitation without any worries. When they met, as arranged, later that afternoon, he said, "I'll take you to the Matumbi." The Matumbi was a tea shop under a tree, half a mile from the university. It had a roof, but no walls. She went in slowly, feeling a little shy, but Akoto was well known there, and the owner pulled up 2 chairs at a table for them. "Are you hungry?" Akoto asked. "No, I'll just have tea. Perhaps a small cake." "Right. 2 teas, 1 cake, and 1 sikisti," he called out. "What's a sikisti?" she asked. "It's a hot egg sandwich. It's called sikisti because it costs 60 cents. She laughed. "It's true. Believe me." Akoto was a professor of sociology from Ghana. "What are you studying?" he asked her after their tea. "Literature." "Do you read any African writers?" "Yes, Soyinka, Achebe." "Things fall apart," he said. "The center cannot hold." She finished the words for him. He laughed. "What about Ngugi, Palangyo, Omari?" She shook her head. She hadn't heard of them. New, local writers. "You should read Nuru Omari. Wait for Me, that's her first book. I could lend it to you if you want." "It's okay. I'll borrow it from the library." He looked very surprised. "But it'll take a long time for the library to get it." "I'll wait. I don't have much time right now." "All right." He was annoyed, at last, when he saw that she was a little restless. He said, "Well, now that I've apologized, I hope, well, perhaps we can go." "I am studying literature, and I have no time to read the most recent books," she thought. She felt ashamed. When she saw him again several days later, he did not appear to notice her. "He knows I'm not interested," she thought. "So why did I go to the tea shop with him? Because he's so different, so confident, so intelligent. He's a real gentleman. Ah, that's it. He said we Asians are westernized, but what about him? He's a perfect English gentleman himself, I'll tell him that." "Dear Professor Akoto," she wrote, I wanted to tell you something. You called us Asians westernized. Well, have you looked at yourself recently? Your language, your clothes, a suit even in hot weather. You are just like an English gentleman yourself. Yours sincerely, Yasmin Rajan. P.S. Could I borrow Omari's wait for me from you after all? Thanks. She put the note under his office door. The next day, he came to find her at lunchtime again. You're quite right, he said. Although I'm not sure I completely agree, but let's not argue. Let me show you my library. You can borrow any book you like. He took her to his house, and when he opened the door of his sitting room, her eyes opened wide in surprise. 3 of the walls were covered with books. She had never before seen so many books which belonged to one person. You've read all these books? She asked. Well, I wouldn't. Lucky you. You must know so much. Oh, not really. Do you also write? Yes, but none of my writing is published yet. He had ideas about African literature. Today's writers are going back to their beginnings, digging deep, and that's what I'm trying to do. Dig. So you can understand why I worry about what's real and what isn't. They went to the Matumbi that evening. She had her first sikisti and talked about her family. My father had a pawn shop, but pawn shops are no longer allowed, so now he has a shop which makes men's clothes. Tell me, do you think pawn shops are a bad thing? Well, I think they're bad for poor people. They have to pay an awful lot to get their things back. But where can poor people borrow money from? Not the banks. And you should see the kind of things they bring to the pawn shop. Old watches, broken bicycles, sometimes clothes. We have 3 old gramophones that we can't sell. Is that right? Can I look at them? Perhaps I'll buy one. I like unfashionable old things. So one afternoon, Yasmin took him to her father's shop to show him the old gramophones. He entered the shop alone, while Yasmin went round to the back of the building, where the family lived. Her father came to meet Akoto. Come in, Bwana. What can I get for you? I came with Yasmin, Akoto explained in his bad Swahili, for a gramophone. Ah, yes. The professor. Sit, Bwana, sit. While Yasmin's father showed Akoto the gramophones, Yasmin was inside the house, talking to her mother. How can you bring him here like this? Said her mother angrily. What will the neighbors think? I'm so ashamed. But, Mummy, he is a professor. I don't care if he's a professor's father. By the time Akoto had left the shop with his gramophone, Yasmin's mother was wild with anger. You do not have friendships with men, not with men who we don't know. The world is not ready for it, said Yasmin's father quietly. You stay out of it, his wife screamed. This is between Yasmin and me. Yasmin knew her father would discuss things sensibly, but her mother never stopped warning her and punishing her and expecting the worst, just because she was a girl. Yasmin's 3 brothers did not have this problem. What do you know of him? With an Asian man, even if he's very bad, you know what to expect. But with him. Her mother went on shouting and screaming like this for hours. By the end of the day, Yasmin felt half dead with tiredness. It was more than a week before she and Akoto met again. Where do you eat lunch these days? He said, smiling. You're the perfect salesman. You sell me an old gramophone and disappear. Are you afraid I'll return it? She said something polite and walked quickly away. Later, she returned the books that she had borrowed from him and refused an invitation to the Matumbi. She did not go to the end-of-year dance, but her friends told her what happened there. Professor Akoto sat alone at a table for a while and drank quite a lot. He got into a fight with Mr. Sharp of the boys' school, then he left. India was not just the past or the close circle of family, neighbors, and friends. India was a place, a culture, one of the great nations of the world. And during the holidays, Yasmin discovered India. She read endlessly and asked her father about it. Here in Africa, she was an Asian, an Indian. But up to now, she had known almost nothing about India. At first, her search for her own past seemed to put a distance between her and Akoto, the African. But this was what he had talked about: digging deep, finding what was real. So in a strange way, her search also brought her closer to him. The world seemed a smaller place when she went back to university. Smaller but exciting, full of people doing their best, fighting, loving, staying alive. And she was one of those people. People who were locked into their own histories and customs were like prisoners, she thought. But sometimes the old patterns were broken and things changed. Lives changed. The world changed. She was part of that change, she decided. A month later, Yasmin's father was lifting boxes in his shop when he felt a pain in his heart. The doctor was called but arrived late, and by then, Yasmin's father was dead. Daniel Akoto came to the funeral. He sat on the ground among the men, sweating and uncomfortable, trying to sit with his legs crossed. A black face in a sea of patient brown Asian faces. Someone saw how uncomfortable he was and put out a chair for him by the wall. From there, Akoto could see clearly across the room. Mrs. Rajan sat beside the dead man crying. When she looked up, she saw Akoto through her tears and lost control. "You!" she screamed. "What are you doing here? What kind of man are you? Who comes to take away my daughter even in my sadness? Who asked you to come? Go away." People turned to stare. Akoto gave an apologetic smile. "Go," said the woman wildly, pointing a finger at the door. No one else said a word. Akoto stood up, bent his head respectfully towards the dead man, and left the room. A week later, Yasmin knocked at his door late in the evening and found him in. "Come in," he said, putting away his pipe. "I've come to apologize for what happened at the funeral." "It's all right. People aren't at their best at a funeral, but perhaps they're more honest." He watched her face carefully. "You must think we're awful. You're a professor. You know so much. You're a great man." "No, I don't think you're awful. And don't call me a great man." She began to laugh, a little wildly. They both laughed. "And you? I respect you." He spoke calmly. "You are brave. You left that crowd of girls that day at the dance, and since then you've done it again and again. It's brave, what you've done. Trying to break away from family, friends, the old customs, the old ways. Trying to find your own path in life. Even coming here like this, I realize that, and I like you." "Well, I like you too," she said too quickly. There was a silence between them. "You know, it's not going to be easy. With my father dead, this will be the most terrible news for my mother. It will kill her. It will—" Tears were running down her face. Now. He went up to her, put her wet face on his shirt. "We'll have to do the best we can, won't we?" The end. Chapter 1. Summer Days. I'm sitting and watching birds. I'm at Blue Moon Beach. I think it is the best beach in the world. The water is warm and blue. The sand is very white. Blue Moon Beach is my beach. I've lived here all my life. Other people come here for a week or two. They swim at the beach. They come to see the fish, too. There are many fish in the water at Blue Moon Beach. My name is Samuel Martin. At home, I am called Sammy. At school, I am Sam. I like the name Sam. I think I'm too old to be Sammy now. I am 15. I live with my mother and father in our hotel, Blue Moon Hotel. When I was little, I loved all the rooms and the stairs. I loved the big kitchen and all the food. I liked the people who came to stay. I played with lots of children who came with their families. What I like now are the animals and birds that live near our hotel. I like the sea eagles best. I want to write a book about them one day. They are big, strong birds. Sea eagles are the kings of all the birds. They fly over the water to look for food. When I was little, there were lots of sea eagles at Blue Moon Beach. This year, there are only 2 sea eagles. Why? Because there are not many trees now. Sea eagles need trees. Now there are lots of houses. It makes me angry. I don't want the birds to leave Blue Moon Beach. Today is the first day of summer. No school for 5 weeks. 5 weeks to swim and watch the sea eagles. I'm lying on the sand. I'm watching one sea eagle. It is on the rocks at the end of the beach. I haven't seen the other sea eagle today. 2 men are walking along the beach. I don't think they are here to swim. They are wearing dark clothes. They are wearing shoes and socks. People never wear shoes and socks at Blue Moon Beach. The men stop near me. They look at the rocks. They must be looking at the sea eagle. They talk quietly. Who are they? They see me looking at them and then they walk away. I go for a swim. I love swimming. There are a lot of people in the water today, but not many of them swim out in the deep water. I swim out a long way. There are a lot of fish swimming below me. I lie in the water and look up. I see the sea eagle flying above me. I love being out in the water at Blue Moon Beach. The sun is high in the sky. It's time for lunch, and I'm hungry. I swim back to the beach, and then I walk back to the hotel. Sammy, Mom calls from her office. It is at the front of the hotel. Yes, Mom, I say. Dad needs your help in the kitchen after lunch, she says. Today? But it's the first day of summer, Mom. I want to go swimming again this afternoon. And the birds. I want to go swimming too, says Mom. But we all have to work. We have a lot of visitors. She looks tired. She works very hard. Okay, Mom. Mom smiles at me. Thank you, Sammy, she says. Sam. Mom, not Sammy. I'm not a little boy now. I'm 15. Okay. Sam, go and eat lunch, then help your father. I go into the kitchen. Dad is cooking. I think he is the best cook in the world. He uses lots of pots. I'll have to wash them after lunch. Hello, Sammy, says Dad. It's time for lunch. Are you hungry? Yes, and it smells very good. After lunch, I help my father. We clean the kitchen. I wash the pots and Dad washes the floor. I like to work with Dad. Some boys don't see their fathers very often, but Dad and I are good friends. How are your birds today, Sammy? Dad asks. The mother is there. I want to see if there are eggs in the nest. Sea eagles always have 2 eggs. Eggs? Dad says. It's a long time since I've seen a baby sea eagle. Yes, I say. We have nearly finished cleaning the kitchen. Can I go now, Dad? I ask. Okay, Sammy. Dad, my name is Sam, not Sammy. I often say this to Mom and Dad. They forget. Okay, Sam, go on. Look at your beautiful birds. Thank you, Dad. I walk through the hotel. I open the front door quietly, but Mom hears me. Sammy, come here, please, she calls from the office. Shall I run? It is a beautiful, warm day. I don't want to do any more work today. I run. Mom comes out of the office. Stop, Sammy, she calls. I stop. I walk back to the office. Dad and I have nearly finished cleaning the kitchen, Mom, I say. I need to talk to you now, Mom says. But, Mom, I want to see the sea eagles. Sam, says Mom, please. So I sit and listen. A boy is coming here today with his mother. His name is Tim Bailey. I want you to show him the village. Take him to the beach. But, Mom, I want to watch the sea eagles. The mother has been in the nest all day. They'll have baby sea eagles in the nest soon. Sam, please listen. Tim's mother, Mary, was my best friend at school. They live in the city now. Tim's father died after being sick for a long time. Mary is very sad. Tim is sad too. I asked them to come here. The sea air will be good for them. Tim needs a friend. I told his mother you will be Tim's friend. Mom looks at me. I look at the floor. I don't want to be friends with Tim. I don't want Mom telling me who to be friends with. I want to swim and watch the sea eagles. Mom, do I have to? Yes, you do. All right, Mom, I say. Chapter 2. Tim can't swim. This is my son, Sammy, says Mom to Tim and his mother. Hello, Sammy, says Tim's mother. Tim doesn't speak. Tim is tall and thin. He has black hair and he is very white. Maybe he never goes out in the sun. His clothes are new. My clothes are old. There are holes in my t-shirt. Mom wants to buy me new t-shirts, but I like my old clothes. I look at Tim and he looks at me. We don't smile. You boys can go and play now, says my mother. Mom, I say quietly. I don't play. I'm 15. Take Tim to the beach, Sammy, says Mom. Come on, Tim, I say. Wear a hat, Tim, says his mother, and wear your t-shirt all the time. Stay in the shallow water. Be back in an hour. Tim says, Mom, stop it. He looks at me and says, Come on. He doesn't wait for me. He walks away. His mother calls, Tim, you forgot your hat. I take the hat from her and I follow Tim to the beach. I stand on the sand and look for Tim. For a minute I can't see him, but then I see him at the other end of the beach. I walk along the beach and give him his hat. You don't have to stay with me, Tim says. You don't want to, do you? Our mothers are friends. We're not friends. What can I say? Just go away, Tim says. He sits on the sand and looks out to sea. Okay, I will, I say. I go to the rocks. I sit quietly and watch the mother sea eagle. She has not left the nest all day. I watched the eagles making the nest. It took a long time. They worked hard. They flew away and returned with sticks again and again. They brought back lots of leaves too. Now one sea eagle is always sitting in the nest. I look down at the beach. I can't see Tim. Maybe he went back to the hotel. The men are on the beach again. The bigger man is talking into a mobile phone. The other one is looking out to sea and up into the sky. What is he looking for? The men are walking towards me. The bigger man puts his mobile phone away. He looks at me, then talks to the other man. They both look at me, then walk away. Who are they? I see the second sea eagle flying over the beach. He flies over the sand, then over the water. He flies in circles, looking for food. Suddenly, he drops down into the water. He flies up again, carrying a large fish. He will take the fish to the nest. The mother sea eagle must be very hungry. Just as the bird flies near me, a boy climbs up the rocks next to the nest. It is Tim. It is hard to climb those rocks. They are big and there aren't many places to put your hands and feet. Tim doesn't see me. He walks towards the sea eagle's nest. Oh no! Both the sea eagles are flying away. Tim has scared them. When people go near a nest, the birds fly off. And the eggs will get cold. Get away! I scream at Tim. I jump up and run towards him. I'm very angry. I want to hit him. Tim sees me. Now he looks scared. The sea eagles are flying in circles above us. Get away! I scream again. Tim doesn't want to come near me. He tries to climb down the rocks to get away from me. He's going very fast. Suddenly, he falls off the rocks. I hear him hit the water. He'll be okay, I think. I'll wait for him to swim back to the beach. City boys should stay in the city. I start walking back to the beach. Then I hear Tim screaming from the water, "Help, help, I can't swim." Suddenly, I'm very scared. Chapter 3. Out at night. "Help!" calls Tim again. I run over the rocks and jump into the deep water. There are no other people near us. I swim out to Tim. We are both very scared. "It's okay," I say to him. "I'll help you. Hold on to me." Tim holds on to me. We both go under the water. Then I swim, and I pull Tim up. We both get our heads above the water. "Lie back in the water, Tim," I say. "I can't." "Yes, you can. Just try. I'll hold you," I say. I hold on to his arm. He lies back in the water. I start swimming. I have to swim for a long time. I talk to Tim as I swim. "It's okay, Tim. We're nearly there." When we get to the shallow water, Tim and I just sit in the water. Then we get out and we both lie down on the warm sand. I am very tired. "Thanks," says Tim. "I was very scared." "I was too," I say. "Why did you scream at me on the rocks?" asks Tim. "Because you were near the sea eagle's nest," I say. "They are scared of us." "Oh," says Tim. "I don't know much about birds. Look, there. Do you see them? Both the sea eagles are flying over the water. One of them needs to go back to the nest to sit on the eggs. I'm worried about the eggs. They must stay warm." "I'm sorry," says Tim. He watches the sea eagles. "They are beautiful." "I think so too," I say. I look at my watch. "Come on. We must hurry. We're late." We walk quickly back to the hotel. I'm worried. What will Tim say to his mother? My mother will be very angry if she knows what I did. Tim's mother comes running from the hotel. "Tim, where have you been? You're late and you're all wet. You didn't go in the water, did you?" "Oh, Tim." She is very angry with him. Tim looks at me. Then he looks at his mother. "Sorry, Mum," he says. "I tried to swim. I couldn't do it. The water was very deep. Sam saved me." Tim: "How could you?" His mother is going to cry. "I won't do it again, Mum. Sorry." She looks at me. Thank you so much, Sammy. You are a good friend. Thank you for saving Tim. I don't know what to say. My mother comes out of the hotel. Tim's mother calls to her, Sammy saved Tim. Tim can't swim. Your son is a hero. I don't think I'm a hero. I feel bad. Tim didn't try to swim. I scream it at him and he fell into the water. We both know it. I look at Tim and he looks at me. He smiles and I smile back. My hero, says Mum. Come in and put on some dry clothes, both of you, then I'll make you some hot chocolate. I love hot chocolate. Mum makes the best hot chocolate in the world. I drink it very slowly. Tim does too. We're sitting in the kitchen. Mum is back in her office. Dad comes in. I hear my son is a hero, he says. Well done, Sammy. Thanks, Dad. But I feel bad. Everyone thinks I'm a hero. Sam swims very well, Mr. Martin, says Tim quickly, and he's going to help me learn about sea eagles. You and your sea eagles, Sammy, says Dad. He smiles at Tim. Sammy is always talking about those birds. Do you want some hot chocolate, Dad? I ask him. There is some in the pot. No thanks, Sammy. I think I'll have some coffee. Good, I say. More hot chocolate for you and me, Tim. Yes, please, says Tim. I'd love some more. After dinner, Tim and I sit outside. It is a warm night, but it is very dark. There is no moon. Our mothers are sitting inside, talking and talking. Dad is in the kitchen, cooking. He cooks all the meals for the people who stay at Blue Moon Hotel. He loves cooking, but it is a big job. It's good to be out here, says Tim. It's quiet. My mother talks and talks. She asked you a lot of questions about this afternoon. I'm sorry about that, but she worries about me. That's okay, I say. After Dad died, Tim stops, then he says, it's just Mum and me now. She only has me. What can I say? I don't speak for a minute. Then I say, I'm worried about the sea eagles. They need to keep the eggs warm all the time. I want to know one of them is back on the nest. I'm going to have a look. I like to go for a walk at night. If you're quiet, you see a lot of birds and animals who come out at night. Do you want to come with me? Now? Asks Tim. Yes, I say. No, thanks. Mum says I can't go out at night. I think for a minute. When does she go to bed? I ask. Early. She always goes to bed early. Okay. We'll go out after your mother goes to bed. Tim thinks for a minute. Okay. I'll come. Mum won't know. Later, Tim and I walk very quietly down the stairs and out of the hotel. My parents are watching television. Tim's mother is in her room. We walk down to the beach. We go along a road towards the rocks. It is very dark. People never come here at night, I say to Tim. Don't they? He says. Then what is that truck doing there? What truck? I ask. Look, over there. There is a truck. It isn't easy to see. It is under some trees. Tim and I walk over to the truck. The back doors of the truck are open, so we look inside. There are a lot of boxes, bags, nets, and ropes in the truck. Oh, no, I say. What's wrong? Tim asks me. We must be careful, Tim, I say quietly. I think bird smugglers use these things. How do you know that? Asks Tim. I saw something about it on television. Look, there are air holes in the boxes. Why are there bird smugglers here? Asks Tim. The sea eagles, I say. Bird smugglers take sea eagles and other birds. Then they sell the birds for a lot of money in other countries. They put these nets and ropes near birds' nests. Then they scare the birds. The birds fly into the nets. The bird smugglers take the birds out of the nets and put them in these boxes. I open one of the bags. It has some bird food in it. Another bag has some fish in it. Sea eagles love fish. "You're right, Sam," says Tim. "What do we do now?" "We need to stop the bird smugglers," I say to Tim. And quickly. Chapter 4. Where is Tim? "We must get help," says Tim. "I'll stay here and watch the truck. You go and get help." "Okay, I'll go and get Constable Carter. He's the police officer here in Blue Moon Beach. But first I want to see what the smugglers are doing. I'm going to have a quick look. I want to tell Constable Carter all about them. He'll need to know how many there are and what they are doing. I want to see if the sea eagles are okay too." "Okay, but be very careful, Sam," says Tim, "and be quick." "I'll be careful. You be careful too, Tim. Be very quiet and listen for the smugglers. Stay here under this tree. They must not see you. Stay away from the truck," I say. "Okay," says Tim. I run through the trees. I know the way to the nest very well. I'm really worried about the sea eagles and their eggs. I try to be quiet. I'm scared the smugglers will see me or hear me. I know I am near the nest. Suddenly, I hear some people coming. Then I see two men. They are the men I saw on the beach this morning. Come on," one says. "We're late. We mustn't stay here too long. The boat is waiting for us at Sunshine Bay." Okay," says the other man. "Ow, it bit me." The men have the sea eagles. They are the smugglers. I am angry. I want to scream at them. But most of all, I want to get the birds back. So I am quiet and I don't move. I can see that the men have knives. I don't want the birds to get hurt. And the men are both bigger and stronger than me. What can I do to stop them? It's best to leave this to the police, I think. Constable Carter will know what to do. I move quietly behind a tree. "What's that?" says the smaller man. He looks towards me. It is very dark. Can he see me? I am really scared. I close my eyes. "What's what?" says the other one. "Over there, I saw—" "Come on, Mac, it's dark. You can't see a thing. Stop worrying, we're nearly at the truck." "The truck, Tim. The men walk on. They are carrying the birds. The birds are making a lot of noise." Has Tim heard the men and the birds? I follow the men quietly. I hear some noise, then I hear the truck start. I run. The truck isn't there anymore. "Tim! Tim!" I call. "Tim!" Where is Tim? Did the smugglers see him? Is Tim in the truck with the birds? Is he hurt? "Tim! Tim!" There's no answer. Stop their truck. He smiles again. "You stopped the truck? How?" I forget to be quiet, and Tim puts his hand over my mouth. "Shh! Be quiet and I'll tell you. After you left me, I thought about what to do. I know a lot about trucks and cars. My grandfather has a farm. He works on his trucks and cars. I help him. I love it. So I knew what to do with the smuggler's truck. I got under it and I hit the fuel pipe with a rock." "What's a fuel pipe?" I ask quietly. The men are sitting in the truck now. They must be waiting for the mobile phone to ring. The windows are closed so they can't hear us. "You don't know much about cars and trucks, do you?" says Tim with a smile. "The fuel pipe takes petrol to the engine. The engine needs petrol to go." I know that, I say. Okay. So I hit the fuel pipe again and again. Now the petrol can't get through to the engine. Well done, I say. Then those men came back with the birds, and they put the birds in the back of the truck. I watched from behind a big rock, says Tim. The men were careful with the birds, though. They didn't hurt them. What about the eggs? I ask. Did the smugglers take them too? Are they in the truck? They mustn't get cold. I don't know where the eggs are, says Tim. I didn't see them. What happened next? I ask. Well, the men got into the truck and the engine started. I was worried. I thought, there's petrol left in the engine and the fuel pipe. I didn't know what to do, so I jumped into the back of the truck. The truck went for a while, but then the engine stopped, so I jumped out, and here I am. I smile, but then Tim says, "What do we do now?" I don't know, I say. I want to get the birds out of the truck, but we can't. They will make a lot of noise, and the men will hear. Also, the birds are very heavy. We can't carry them far. We need to go to the police officer's house, says Tim. But we can't leave. The smugglers will see us. We both sit quietly for a while. Then I know what to do. Tim, we need to get some ropes and nets out of the truck. We must do it very quietly. Tim comes with me to the truck. We open the back door very slowly. I look in. I can't see the sea eagles. I do see some large boxes. Perhaps the birds are in them. I take some ropes out of the truck. This must work,